Welcome to the Daily Exchange. We're here with Adrian from a Huobi exchange in Australia, dialing in. We're also going to talk about the rise of Nano right now. And look at all that green. Look at all that green coming at you. We'll see you guys right after this. All right, guys, we're back. We're in the land of green. Green pastures, green cryptocurrency. Exuberance is back in the market. Bitcoin is back up to $6,918. Ethereum at $286. Ripple up 8%. Sorry, not Ripple, XRP. Two different things. Up 5%. EOS up 8%. Stellar up. Cardano up. Everything's up, 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 up. I love it. Really interesting to watch right now. There was literally just a big pump up about 30 or so minutes ago, and it seems to be maintaining that high, which is really, really exciting. Are we going to $7,000 right now? Are we? Could be very interesting. IOTA and Dash are massively up as well. Dash was seriously, this is not financial advice by the way, was seriously down on price. VeChain up 14%, OMG and ZRX almost up again, 10%. And Nano sort of pulled back about 15%, back down to $2.98. Let's talk about Nano for 2 seconds. It is the 25th ranked cryptocurrency in the market right now. Was called formerly Rayblox as well. The big thing about Nano is the speed of transactions, the zero fees, and its huge ability to scale. Now, if you have a look at subreddits, Nano has always been very popular. You can see that it's the 8th most popular subreddit, was massively up. It pulled back a little bit recently, but was massively popular at number 8 here. The cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are still the big strong ones. And then you can see EOS and then Nano being massive in terms of the activity. Ripple then, you can see some other ones there. But it is a very, very popular coin. I guess it sort of got forgotten. It is about 100x up from its ICO price and then pulled way back down, probably about 80% or so, but it has seen a massive increase. Now, the reason why is we talked yesterday about a beta network stress test. Joel, if you could bring up a tweet from Nano, really interesting stress test. It's the highest rate of up to 756 transactions a second. 756 transactions a second. You can see this is just the data that they're actually using. Real data. That's a real life blockchain. Real life blockchain. Lots of work to be done obviously to increase that number to Visa levels. We talked about that yesterday. My apologies, my mistake on that one. But you can see the confirmation times as well. So let's have a look here at this graph. Binance, there's a study in terms of deposit speed into Binance. Icon is the fastest with 2 seconds, and Nano is the second fastest. Then Stellar, Skycoin, Ripple, EOS. So you can see Nano is still right up there, and they keep on getting better and better and better and better. The Nano Foundation obviously announced that Andy Woolmer, former CEO of UK-based FX analytics firm New Change FX, will join Nano as its first advisor. Woolmer has also been Vice President of Foreign Exchange at Citibank. Very interesting stuff. Potentially will Nano become the currency of the internet? Super fast, super quick, get it in, get it out. Another interesting development came last week in the form of Nano-powered charger. I'm not sure if, Joel, you've got the tweet here. So you've got a charger prototype here. It's a small transaction to a charger to purchase a portion of battery power. This is just a small example of how pure cryptocurrency like Nano can perform extremely well under small microtransactions. I think Nano is perfectly placed for that. The Nano Center community teased a prototype example for using Nano for microtransactions to purchase a portion of battery power. It's kind of cool. I think it's pretty cool. Joel, would you buy battery power with Nano?
Yeah, I really like that idea.
I think it's pretty cool as well. Another Medium post here by John Chen is talking about the 5 most disruptive blockchain projects. He lists Nano as the #1 most disruptive one in his top 5 in terms of it potentially being a new global currency. Really interesting, having the potential to be a global currency. Very, very fascinating. And again, something which has sort of got overlooked with all this hype. There are these projects out there that are taking leaps and bounds, steps to get it done. And I think Nano is one of those. Do have a look at Nano, check it out, make your own, obviously, research before you invest. But yeah, I think it's a very interesting coin right now. All right, let's move right on. And I'm going to introduce my good friend Adrian, dialing in from Melbourne. And he is the CEO of Huobi, or Huobi, some people in slang terms pronounce. I believe it is Huobi, correct me if I'm wrong, Adrian, to join us on the Daily Exchange for the very first time. Welcome, Adrian.
G'day, Fred. How are you?
Good, my
Thank
man.
you for having me on your show.
Welcome.
So just to let you know, it is Huobi.
I was going to ask. Huobi.
You're on the money there. So in Chinese, that means fire currency.
Fire currency.
Fire coin, fire currency. So there we go.
Gotcha. That's awesome. I think I've been saying it wrong. I just think it just naturally looks like it's a Huobi. Like you sound a little more Chinese when you pronounce it like that, but obviously I'm completely incorrect. Tell us, Huobi is obviously launched in Australia. It's an incredible exchange, an incredible piece of technology and software. It's got a great audience with the Huobi Pro community as well. Tell us about that experience of launching Huobi in Australia. How's it been?
So far, so good. It's been a very smooth launch so far. We've had great support from our local partner here in Blockchain Global, and great support coming from our headquarters, which is based in Beijing. So we launched on the 5th of July in Melbourne. We had a wonderful launch party with about 450 people. So that created some good buzz and excitement in the market. We have had a great opportunity to get around and talk to the local projects. We're looking at potentially listing some of those projects and other influencers and other influential people in the industry, like yourself, Fred, and your colleagues. So far, so good. I would say the difficulty for us at the moment is the same challenge that many other exchanges are facing, and that is trading volumes are low. So launching into a low, effectively a bear market has been a challenge. But we're building the team, we're building the platform and the user experience, and we'll be in a good position for when that market turns up again.
Totally. So when it comes to Huobi, I guess in terms of exchanges versus other exchanges in Australia, how does it sort of differentiate itself? How is it different?
Look, I'd say we are the only international exchange in Australia. So the others are, strong competitors, but they are local exchanges. What we bring is some of the best security and technology in the world. So if you have a look at our website, so that's huobi.com.au, that's huobi.com.au, and have a look at the functionality on that website. You'll see that is hopefully you'll see it is leading edge in the market. But in terms of security, really there's no one's going to be able to compete with us on security in this local market. So look, that's the first thing. We have 24/7 customer service. We have 10 pairs of Australian dollars to coins. So Australian dollar on ramp into coins. 10 pairs at the moment. We're looking to launch multiples of that in terms of coin-to-coin offering. So look out for that over the coming month or two. We'll be going out to the market with quite a significant offering very soon.
Amazing. And in terms of the Australian market versus the rest of the world, how would you describe your experiences so far with the Australian market versus the rest of the world?
So perhaps there's two ways we could answer. I could answer a question like that. One is from a regulatory point of view. The other is from a user point of view. So firstly, from a regulatory point of view, we actually are very lucky in Australia that we have such progressive regulators vis-a-vis the crypto space. So, with AUSTRAC registration, that brings legitimacy. Exchanges need to register with AUSTRAC. That is the government agency, of course. Your viewers will know who track anti-money laundering. So that actually brings legitimacy to the industry. It encourages people, gives affords a sense of protection to investors, encourages investors to come into the industry, and that is only good for promoting the industry. So just in terms of from a regulatory point of view, I'd say we're probably in the top 5 in the world in terms of progressiveness of regulators. That's great. From a user perspective, I would say, Huobi's pedigree is obviously coming out of Asia, where I would suggest that risk appetite is significantly higher than, say, for users in the Australian market. So we tend to be more conservative. Say in a market like Australia, we have a tradition of investing in housing or investing in the stock market, and trying to get franking credits out of the stock market is sort of the investor mentality that we've come from. So slowly there is a change and a acceptance of digital currency in Australia, but I would say that Australia and the Australian users' risk appetite is probably lower than many parts of Asia, and even lower than, say, the US.
Totally. Tell us about you working really hard right now on streamlining the token listing application process. Tell us about that. How can coins get listed on Huobi in Australia? Sure.
So at the moment, as I said, we've got 10 Australian dollar to coin listings at the moment. So we're going to come out with a whole lot of coin-to-coin listings. Largely, those coin-to-coin listings will already be listed on our international exchange, Huobi Global. So we'll be able to tap into the liquidity that's being offered there. Separate to that, we're looking to list more Australian dollar to coin pairings. So we're just starting that process this week. You'll see some noise out there, I think starting yesterday on social media, out there in the communities and on the various channels, looking for the various communities associated with Australian tokens and blockchain projects to make some noise, to tell us about their projects and why they should be listed. So that's the first part of it. But the more formal part of that, we have a due diligence process that we'll go through, looking at things like the use case for the coin vis-a-vis the industry dynamics, the plausibility of the use case for that project, the credibility of the management, these sort of things. So we'll be looking at those, and then we'll be overlaying that with the existing process that comes out of our headquarters, which they already have they will overlay that, and then we'll make some decisions on that. So I'd like to think we could list another 5 Australian dollar to coin pairings by the end of the year. That would be the aim.
Cool. And tell us, what are you doing in the OTC and institutional trading space? What are there any plans there?
Absolutely. So OTC is a very important part of any market, certainly an important part of the Australian market, particularly for larger transactions. We obviously have a very strong OTC offering globally. Currently in Australia, we do not, but part of our rollout of this, the coin-to-coin offering and the platform that we'll be introducing, we'll be able to actually introduce OTC to the market. So again, very important for us. Next month or 2, you'll see some noise around that.
Cool. What's your sort of view on the market right now? You must be obviously making forward business plans and things like that. Where do you sort of see the market going from here?
I've spent 20 years in capital markets, largely in equities markets, and I find it very difficult to make predictions about where markets are going forward. All I know is that we've built out our team of 14 people, and that's probably the right number for the sort of limited trading that's going on in the market at the moment. Building out the platform with the coin offerings, the OTC, etc., and then we're looking forward to the market turning up. What I would say is that I think the market is consolidating at the moment in terms of, when I say consolidating, I'm talking there about, of course, investor sentiment consolidating. Hopefully we're finding a base, and hopefully we see a turn up in volumes, towards the end of the year. So we're waiting for that, but we can't expect that to happen. We really need to. As I say, for us and other exchanges, it's a great opportunity to plant our flag in the Australian market and show what the capabilities we have and build trust and wait for that market to turn up. What I would say is just separately, very quickly around regulations. I do see regulations tightening in this space, both globally and in Australia, and I think that's a positive thing. I think there'll be sort of noise around, classification of securities tokens and various other, product offerings and what is classified as something that needs to be covered by an Australian financial services license, as an example. So we'll be looking to actually apply for an Australian financial services license. That is a 12-month process, but at the end of that would allow us to offer things like leverage, things like offer security tokens, etc. So this is all about building the platform and future-proofing the platform.
Cool. And how many sort of signups are you guys sort of seeing right now in terms of monthly? What sort of or weekly?
Yeah,
what's the activity like?
Yeah, look, just in terms of the activity, it's been I'd say it's been probably slower than we'd expected. We've sort of eked out a few percentage points of market share, which is it's an okay start, I suppose, in a 2-month period, but we'd like to be a lot higher and certainly intend to be a lot higher. I suppose it comes down to motivating users to sign up to a new platform when conditions are low. So, lots of activity around that. But look, I think once we make some noise out there around things like the OTC offering, more coin offerings, coin to coin, as well as the fiat to coin pairs, that'll create some excitement. And, we'd encourage users to come on and have a look at the platform. You don't need to be on one platform. You can certainly try out, have multiple wallets at multiple platforms. So have a look. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the offering.
And Adrian, do you have a prediction for Bitcoin in end of December? 31st of December, what's your price? Give us your best finger in the air forecast. We ask everyone.
This will sound really boring, but whatever the price is today, that's my prediction. So if it's is it about 6,700?
I think 6,920 we're trading at right now.
That's my prediction, 6,920.
Okay, that's an interesting way to forecast the future. I like it. And I think there's a solid review about your platform right now on Finder as well, on the cryptocurrency section, in terms of where readers, viewers, you guys can read a lot more about the platform. Do go on and try Huobi and check it out. It's an incredible platform. And I think, Adrian, you guys are doing a great job of continuing on to build the industry and build the cryptocurrency market in Australia. And thank you so much for what you guys are doing. And welcome to the cryptocurrency market of Australia.
Thanks so much, Fred. We really do look forward to working with all the players in the ecosystem to make it bigger and better for everybody.
Thanks so much for joining us on the Daily Exchange, Adrian.
Good on you, Fred. See ya.
All right, guys, we are moving on to the next segment in terms of talking a little bit about one of the trading trends right now. So the International Intercontinentals Exchange, backed, very interestingly, is launching its plans for a regulated physical futures contract, but it is physically warehoused, actually warehoused. You will get actual Bitcoin in the end, which is really, really interesting. Obviously, let's have a look at that, because I think what's really interesting is the physical delivery of goods and how they're actually managed by the blockchain. We've got this interesting one called Digix DAO, for instance. And I think we could be seeing a bigger focus on ensuring the physical delivery of assets governed by the blockchain. Now, DGX or DGX represents physical gold stored in the safe house in Singapore. 1 DGX is 1 gram of gold. 1 gram of gold. Now, I'll just read you guys in terms of how that sort of plays out. We've got DGX DAO. So it's a use case for tokenization and documentation of physical assets through its proof of asset, POA, proof of asset protocol. The POA protocol utilizes Ethereum and the Interplanetary Files System, IPFS, to track an asset through its chain of custody. Okay, so that's all cool, right? Everything's on the blockchain. You know, here's your gram of gold. Sweet, 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 sweet. Apparently I'm supposed to have it, right? And it says this allows for the open and public verification of an asset's existence without a centralized database. That's cool. I dig it. You don't need a centralized database. You know apparently where this physical gold is. Digix also offers an API allowing other applications to be built on top of our asset tokenization service. So other stuff can be built there apart from gold, silver, copper, blah, 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 whatever, right? The problem I've got with this is that where does it say who gives you the gold? Who gives you the gold? What if you go over to Singapore and your gold's not there? Now, interestingly, let's have a look at the price of DigX, or the DGX token, and have a look at the price of gold. Right? So the two things should be correlated because 1 DGX equals 1 gram of gold. Right? So the price of gold, XAU and USD price. Sorry. X gold and USD price. So some sort of graph here. Let's have a look. Right. So let's have a look at these two prices. You've got XAU, which is the gold chart, and you've got, I'm just going to bring up a full feature graph. Guys, you can see here, this is the graph of gold, right? From March, went up here and it's gone down and then back up a bit. That's sort of August. Down and then up. About, you know, 20 bucks down, 30 bucks down, say $40 down and back up. Now, let's have a look at DigX. To me, let's have a look at this. We've got, in August, the price of gold, or the price of this token, let's go 1 month view, looks pretty much like it's gone up. And that doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't look correlated to me. Like are people assuming that this blockchain piece of gold is not equal to 1 piece of gold like with the other thing? It looks like it's about a potentially 10% premium. That's kind of weird, right? Like this is supposed to be 1 gram of gold, but the price of gold doing this and the other one's doing that. Doesn't make any sense. I'm concerned that people don't believe that this is actually gold. They don't actually believe it's physically going to actually represent the gold. So how can we solve this? This is a major, 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 major issue because if the blockchain can't actually physically determine, in other words, code is law, if actual code can execute the law, if it can't execute the law, then what exactly is the blockchain going to govern? Can it tokenize everything? Can it tokenize non-digital assets? Who is going to be the third party which actually goes ahead and is the sheriff of the blockchain? Joel, who's the sheriff of the blockchain? Are you the sheriff of the blockchain, Joel?
I think you could be the sheriff, right?
I'm going to be the sheriff of the blockchain.
Yeah, I love that idea.
I think I should become the sheriff of the blockchain. The sheriff of the blockchain. We should do a whole show called the sheriff of the blockchain. Change my name. From now on, I'm going to call myself sheriff of the blockchain. All right, let's move on. But I think there's a major issue, right? We've got some dissonance between the prices. I don't think people are believing it. If you guys have some ideas on how to solve this, I think it's a major issue and it's going to stop the adoption of tokenization of assets, I believe, until the blockchain can actually control this. Major issue. All right, let's move on. CNBC apparently has an upcoming mini crypto documentary called Boom or Bust. One part is they've got the actual HODL pronunciation. Obviously, hold on for dear life. You'll know it started with a typo on a forum, blah, blah, blah. I'm still hodling. We've got a little video here. We'll just roll this clip. This is gonna wig you out. Check this stuff out.
I just want to set the record straight. It is not HODL. That sounds really stupid. It's HODL. HODL, the most important acronym in the Bitcoin vernacular. It means hold on for dear life, no matter how tempting the day trade might be.
I'm holding all these Bitcoins till they're nearly unstable.
And the poster child for hodling?
One paw to another.
You guessed it.
You buy on the dip and hodl. Okay.
Do you have to use that intonation with a deep, low voice at the end?
Unlike other Bitcoin millionaires who cashed in their staggering returns for Lambos and yachts,
We call traders traders.
Crypto Kid keeps his paws off his windfall altogether, believing the price of Bitcoin will skyrocket in the years to come and eventually replace traditional currency.
Everybody thinks they're a genius because they put in $100 and it went up to $1,000. You may have just got lucky. If you can hold on to that $1,000 or make it grow for the next 10 years, then you're a genius.
In fact, Justin hodls so hard, he's even found a way to avoid rent.
I sold all of my stuff, moved into the most frugal living environment I could.
A treehouse.
Yeah, there is
There it is.
home, sweet home.
You actually live inside there. On a day like today, snowstorm going on.
Yeah, have some Bitcoin mining rigs to show you. It keeps it heated.
What exactly did we just watch just then? Joel, what was that?
I don't know. There was a guy with some really nice gloves. I think that was my takeaway.
Anyway, CNBC hodling tree houses, Bitcoin miners as heaters. Final price wrap up. Look, there's literally some sort of whale going around on EOS right now. Apparently, news sites are reporting $1 million of EOS just got bought on Binance. I think people are buying up potentially Binance again. Could be interesting. We've got Tron right now has announced that it will be launching on KuCoin. 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 I love KuCoin. 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 I love KuCoin. Good news ahead of Tron's virtual machine launch that's coming up right now, which is really, really cool. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Do subscribe. Thanks to Joel. Thanks to Adrian for joining us. Danny for putting all these scripts and digging into the internet and finding some pretty wacky stuff, including tree houses, hodlers, and gloves that look like tigers. We'll see you guys tomorrow at the Daily Exchange.